Hello, everyone. We're going live. Going live on here. Does this work? Let's see. Hi, everyone. All right. I'm on No Filter. All right. The School of Superpowers is not online. What we're going to do is out. Because I'm happy to see y'all. I'm happy to see all these faces. It's been a while. I feel like I haven't been online in such a long time. I'm getting myself on there to monitor us. I'm happy to see y'all. We have a really great topic today. We really do. I think it's so fitting. Not only is it fitting for the School of Superpowers, but it's also fitting for the time of the year of where we are. And so I think it's going to be a great thing. All right. We're seeing. Okay, we're here. We're alive. We're there. We're there. Okay, well, the School of Superpowers is not online, but we will make without for now. Okay, let's go. And I can see the chats. Manushka, hi Manushka, I can see you. I can see the text. I can see them. Okay. Let me go full screen right here. Right here. Okay. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year. I hope everybody enjoyed their time, that they have been able to kind of take a step back and reflect, okay? But then also spend time with family, spend time with friends, spend time with yourself, looking at 2023. Honestly, for me, this is one of my favorite holidays. This is the favorite time of year for me. I love the opportunity to reflect on the past and to decide how we want to move forward. It's like almost having a do-over, except that you really have a do-over every single day. But then there's this thing about the first of the year. For me, it's a big deal, 365 days, where we get a chance to do things again and a chance to do things over. And so because of that, of course, it's a big deal. People are like, this is the time for me to set a goal. People have New Year resolutions. People create vision boards. People set new intentions for the new year, right? But however, did you guys know about the history of New Year's resolutions? It's not really just a fad, right? It's not really just a fad. It's actually a real thing. So in the ancient Babylonians, 4,000 years ago, they used to take the time to make promises to their gods and to their community that they would repay their debts. Right? So they are taking a moment to reflect that they have all these debts, that they're going to repay them for the following year. So they're making a commitment to fulfill a specific goal, right? In medieval Christianity, the knights, they used to take that time to reignite and reaffirm their chivalry, right? So these are people who make a commitment to live a certain way, and then they take that time to reaffirm that that's what they want to continue on doing. It's like they renew their vow, right? In Judaism, Rosh Hashanah, right, is the Jewish New Year, where they're seeking forgiveness for their mistakes. So it's a time where they're reflecting on the past, looking at what they've done, and then deciding on what they want to do moving forward. right? And so it's a time for them to really take that in and take that time in. So we can see that, right, in the past, that's what people used to do. People used to take this time to make new big resolutions. But what about us? Oftentimes, around that time of the year, we make big resolutions. We make big resolutions that we keep for a few days down January, right? We say we're going to go to the gym and then we're going to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. Or we say that we're going to become multimillionaires by next week. We set those types of goals, and it's hard to maintain a goal like that when it's so intense. And obviously, a lot of people fall back and a lot of people fall out of that. But now think about it. Think about, for you, what does that mean? Because you know these things, we know these things. So for you now, what does that mean, right? So we're challenging our mindset right now. So let me challenge you with a few quotes. You know how much I love quotes. And again, quotes is a good way to see how other people who we aspire to become like, people who we admire or who we respect, to see how they perceive topics like that, right? Honestly, the one that I love the most is from Oscar Wilde. To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist. That is all. People just exist. People are not truly living. I think we're familiar with that one. I gave that one already, from Steve Jobs. Your time is limited. Don't waste it living someone else's life. You're living. Anyway, today you're living. You're doing something. You're having a goal. You're performing a task. You're doing something. Whose task, whose goal, whose objectives are you working towards? That's what that quote is making me think about, right? Let me give you another one. I have quite a few, but I'm going to have to go through my notes and skip a lot because I have so much I wanted to say. I told myself I was going to take a breath before this session, and I haven't. I have so much I want to say, but I'm going to try to keep it light because I want to go through everything, because I really want to give you a vision. Every single thing is an opportunity for you to do something. Meaning, again, first of the year, so an opportunity to do something big. But let's do something that's actually going to help us. Instead of talking about it, oh, I do have music. Thank you for the comment. I'm in the moment, and then I don't even recognize that I have music. We don't need the music anymore, my people. Thank you for the feedback. See, these are great things when you have the chat feature on. All right. Let me know if that's all right, guys. All right. Let me know if that's all right. Perfect. Ooh, what's going on here? But the music was still playing. It was just on mute. And now I'm back on. Okay. So yeah, I do have quite a few quite a few quotes, quite a few things I want to say. I'm going to try to keep it light because, again, I want us to be able to utilize this and to really do something meaningful for us. Not looking at the other person who's able to do something that seems very grand in a year, but we want to be able to move forward, even if it's 1 inch. We are moving at our single own pace. I'm moving at my pace. This person is moving at their pace, but we all want to move some way, somehow in our lives. So let's find out one little thing that we can do that can move us forward in whatever ambitions that we have for ourselves. It's not a question of what I want for you or what I think is good for you. It's going to be about for you to determine what is good for you. You can consult with people, but you have to determine what is good for you, and then you have to follow it, right? So here we're going through these to see what we can find for ourselves that can help us move ourselves forward in our own endeavors. You don't have to be sharing your things with other people. This is a personal work that you're doing. Okay. All right. Some people like to share. I like to share. So I share. Some people don't really like to share. And also there's a time to share and there's a time not to share. Okay. So we went through a few quotes. I want to give you another one from Michelangelo, right? The greater danger for most of us lies in not setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. Think about this for a moment. Think about, he's saying it's actually a bad thing if you meet your goals, if your goals were too low. Because if you really think about it, if you were able to do that, you could have done more, right? The concept of having and setting big, bold goals, objectives, vision. Your vision has to be grand for yourself. I'm going to say something that's going to seem like I'm contradicting myself, but please pay attention. Your vision needs to be grand. That is a fact. Because I want to tell you some of the common mistakes that people make set into that, the vision boarding, the setting their vision for the next year, those types of things. I don't know why this logo is here. Oh, hide. Yes. Some people most of us, we make those types of mistakes when we set our visions and our objectives for the following year, or creating a vision board. Because again, it's the same thing. A lot of people take that time to make nice vision boards because they believe that vision boards help you manifest your dreams, which is true. It does, but not quite. not quite, but it helps. And I'm going to tell you how you could use it to actually help you. One of the common mistakes people make is copying others. But you guys knew I was going to say that. But copying others means lack of authenticity, meaning lack of being who you really are. Copying others meaning not being able to express what's inside of you and then having to copy another person to create a picture for yourself and for your life. Copying others, not being able to do that introspection work for yourself and truly determine what you want. You're just so influenced. But now, every one of us we have those influences. YouTube, Instagram, all these things, we have them. But we have to continuously work at filtering the information, exercising our mind so it can continue working properly and supporting us in making decisions that are good for us, meaning consciousness, meaning waking up. Because you cannot fight what's outside of you. If you're in the sea and you're deep sea and then there's big waves coming at you, are you going to fight the waves or you're just going to jump in and go through it? That's what we're saying, okay? So copying others, that's one of the mistakes that people make. Find authenticity. The other one is, a lot of us go through it. Overemphasis on material possessions and focusing solely on external achievements. Okay. Is materialistic possessions a bad thing? No. Should you want them? Absolutely yes. Why? Especially because this is what we use as a commodity to live and to support our living in this world. We want it. We're talking about overemphasis on material possessions. And then so you're not really focusing on your inner growth as opposed to your inner growth. So if you're creating a vision board and then your vision board has this level of material possessions and then this level of inner growth that you want to work on, then there's kind of a little bit of imbalance. So look for places where you need to grow inside of you, but then also, well, if you can do this, that's good. But also adjust, because I think, I guess here what I'm saying is the balance between the, right? It can be however grand it is, but the balance between the material things that you want and the inner growth that you also want for yourself. Meaning, again, being awake, meaning being able to ask yourself about yourself, right? Being able to be self-reflective, being able to be self-critical without being self-sabotaging or inflicting pain to yourself, but really learning to see yourself for who you really are. You don't need to have people telling you about yourself sometimes, a lot of times, learning to have that internal dialogue with yourself. So that's why you need to build inner growth elements within your vision board, because it's going to make you a bigger, better person. For who? For yourself, and then for the world, but then for yourself, right? And that's why we're here, personal development. Okay. So let's be careful when we're setting those expectations that we have this balance. See, I'm going to say something. That's the thing where you might say that I'm contradicting myself. Another common mistakes people make when they set their vision board and their plans for the following year, having unrealistic goals. So remember, I said, have a grand vision. But here I'm saying people have unrealistic goals. A goal is used to meet a specific objective. The objective is what? Your vision. So now you have a vision, and then you have the goal to do this and this and this and this to get there. A lot of people, what the mistake that we make is our goals are huge like this. Your vision needs to be grand, but the steps of your house can be big, but do you want the steps of your house to be giant that you have to like take a ladder to even climb each stairs because your house is so big, because you have so much money and because you're so grand? I'm really like making it big for you guys, right? Abundance. You have this big, huge house. Because you have your big, huge house, so now your stairs are going to be big and huge, and then you cannot even climb, and then you cannot achieve it. Now you're actually more unhappy. You see what I'm trying to say? So the stairs needs to be at the level that is for you, not for Jay, not for Joe, not for Jack. If you see Jack taking the leaps on his stairs, that's his business. When you start focusing on yourself and you look at where you are, you don't need to be judging yourself, because everybody was there at some point in their lives. Nobody was made perfect, even if sometimes you might think so. Everybody has to work at something at some point. Your steps needs to be at the level that is good for you so you can continue on growing. As you start, your steps might be this big, and then as you're getting better, your steps are bigger and bigger. And that's what resilience is. That's what building is. That's what growth is. So unrealistic goals. So Usain Bolt may have an objective that you cannot have. Have you been working as much as Usain Bolt have been working on sprinting and running? No. Can your objectives between him and him be his goals can be the same as yours? No. But you guys can still be going the same place. You guys can still be going the same place and have the same grand vision of being the best of the best. But you have to set goals that you can achieve so that you can get actually where you want to go, right? You have to be able to walk on a road that you're building for yourself. So that's what a goal is. All right. I hope that was clear, guys. So vision, grand vision, small goals. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple more. I have quite a few, but I'm going to give you a couple more. Lack of planning. Okay. Yes, praying is good. Yes, it's okay. Let me take a step back. For me, prayer is necessary for me. Okay. Some other people don't pray, they wish. Okay. I think wishing is good too. But if you do not have a plan, then your plan is to fail. Again, a little bit about what we talk about goals. You can want something, but then are you prepared to do what it takes to get there? Are you going to sit down and actually make a plan? Because there's something called daydreaming, which anybody is allowed to do. And then there's something about wanting something and then making plans to go and get it. Like having the desire to actually want to accomplish it and saying, okay, man, how am I going to do it? Like, who should I talk to? You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. What am I willing to put pen on paper? Like, am I willing to actually form a plan to get there? Because again, if you don't see yourself doing that, then what you need to be working on is not that thing. It's something else. That thing that's stopping you from doing that. Your step, where you are. But you need a plan. You need a plan. Okay. That's why they say, you're starting a business, you need a business plan. You need a plan. You need to know what you're doing. You need to put it on paper. And as smart as you might think you are, your brain is not meant to have a plan that is inside of it for only you to see. You have to be able to put it out there to share it. So you have to have a plan. You have to take the time to create one. I'm going to give you a couple more. Too many resolutions. Overcomplication. You know, sometimes you see a vision board and that thing has so much, you like this. And you're looking at it, you're like, wow, there's just so much stuff in it. Where are you really going? Because again, you can have a vision board just for general inspiration, but you can also use a board in your resolutions for as an action plan to move your life forward. So that's for the people who want to have a vision board or resolutions to help them move their lives forward. If this is not what you're looking for, then fine. But if you want that, then you should want to include elements like this. You should want to include an element of my vision, and then what am I going to get there? Because in reality, you can accomplish any one of your dreams, but can you go into 10 different, like, you can go to all the countries in the world, but can you go to all the countries in the world at the same time? You cannot. It's even if it's at the speed of light, it's going to be one after the other. So you have to have a plan to go to one point and then to another point and to another point. So try to keep your vision boards specific, a little bit more specific to what you really want to accomplish next. Okay. This, I think I'm going to skip it. So these are the, oh, okay. So these are the common mistakes that people make when they're trying to set their visions, and then when they're trying to set their vision for the next year. If you have an objective of, I want to lose 30 pounds, let's say for the year. First of all, you can say for the year, and then you're realizing, okay, here, all the elements that I'm going to use throughout the year to get myself there. It's okay for your vision, for your objective to the end of the year to be grand. Because like Oscar Wilde said, I believe that's whom he said that, it's better to have a grand vision that you meet halfway than a small vision that you quickly accomplish, right? Like, I want to lose 1 pound in a year, things like that. Okay, guys. Now, so I'm saying all the things that we do wrong. I want to share with you a process that I put together to set mission and vision, because obviously, I know, yes, I'm selling a course, Your Pathway, to help people find their vision, find their purpose, but that's really what it is. It helps you set a vision, understand what your vision really is, and then establish a real mission, a mission, which are the goals that are tailored to you so you can actually have a chance of making it, right? But I have to put something there today. I'm going to give you the pointers. I'm going to give you the high level pointers. We cannot go through an entire course in the next 30 minutes. But I want to be able to give you some things that you guys can actually use. First thing, when let's say you have a vision board, you have your board in front of you, and honestly, take some notes, write it down on your phones, because this is really just the process that I built. Then I'm going to share the big lines with you. First of all, check your mindset. Remember when we were talking about mindset? Mindset is where you are positioned in the room. I'm sitting here, I'm able to see this room in this specific vantage point. It's true, it's real. But if I'm standing on the other corner, I'm going to have a totally different vision of the same room, which is not going to be the same as the first one, but that's also going to be true. That's called different point of view. That's called different mindset. So let's understand that it's possible to have a different mindset. Because a lot of times I'm saying this because change is not something I like to do. I have to constantly tell myself, like actively say, okay, no, but look at it from this angle, now look at it from that angle, now but from a way that you're not judging yourself, because you cannot have any biases with yourself. You have to really look at it from different, having the ability to do that, right? Being a ninja. You see how ninjas move and how great it is to see, be like, ideally be able to do a 360 of a room real quick, understand exactly the situation, get all the data, and then make the best decision. Well, not everybody has their own pace. Some people, they can muster two different perspectives of a same issue. Some people can see 5 angles. Some people can cover more. So continue working on that. So as you're going to be putting your writing the things on your vision board, ask yourself, how am I looking at this? What am I looking for? How else could I be seeing that same thing? Is that thing really going to give me what I think is going to give me? What if it doesn't? Not doubting yourself, but you're stress testing your options, right? Okay. The second thing you have to do, check your beliefs. Check your beliefs. Your beliefs, think about your beliefs as your personal boundaries. So you are going to go as far as your own person. Some people have beliefs that have been imposed to them because this is how you control people. If my beliefs are my boundaries that represent, and whatever is inside is my freedom, is for me, whatever is outside is what I think. What's after that, it's a no, right? Some people use beliefs to control other people. They do that in all sorts of societies, of cultures, of practices, of organized crime. I mean, that's what we do, right? So you use that to control people. But now let's, for a moment, for the people who are not being controlled by people, actively anyway, think about it. You have the ability to stretch your beliefs to satisfy that person inside that bubble. You get to do that for yourself. You get to change your beliefs. If the beliefs that you have are accommodating you, think about a fish that's growing in a little pond. If the fish is growing, at some point the pond is going to be too small for it. But the way to control the size of the fish is by keeping it in the small pond. If you have a plant, if you want the plant to become a huge tree, you can put it in the outside. It is going to become as big as it can get. But if I want to control the size of the plant, I can just put it in a pot right here. And then it stays like this. And then it cannot grow, and it cannot go anywhere. You see? So that's how you control yourself. So now if you want to grow, meaning you're trying to go to a different place of yourself, of your life, right? You're here, you want to go there. Everybody has a place they want to go. That's why I said copying others. You don't need to be going where the other person is going, but you have the legitimacy to want to go to a certain place because that's what you want to do with yourself, okay? So everybody wants to create movement in their lives. That is one way, is by challenging your beliefs. Because your beliefs hold you back. Some beliefs hold you back. Some beliefs need to go away because they no longer serve you because you've outgrown the pot. And now you need a different set of beliefs. Babies need all sort of baby gifts so they don't break all the little bones of their bodies, if they don't injure themselves. But a grown person does not, but an elderly person might. You see, there's a time for all these different boundaries. You need to be able to flex with them. What helps you do that is a different mindset. You remember I just said that? Again, that's what your pathway course does, but I'm giving it to you right now. Set your mindset first. Your mindset gives you the ability to start thinking differently, think like other people. This is an exercise you can do with yourself. Nobody needs to know. This is not called copying. This is you utilizing information that's out there that you can use. You observe people. You see how they do. You see how they make decisions. You see the one that seem good to you. First of all, that's a lot of times that's where envy starts. But envy is just an indication for you to know it's just a reminder of what you want for yourself. If you're able to not judge yourself, take that feeling, put it right, and then decipher it, is because of something that you want out of it, and then you just making you feel some kind of way. Okay, so challenge your beliefs and allow yourself to get outside of your pot. Step 3. Now you will be ready, right? Set a vision. What is a vision? A vision is the picture. A vision is this. A vision is like where you would want to go. Like if everything was perfect, you had no issues, no nothing, even if you could fly, where would you want to be? Like the ultimate thing that you want, that ultimate thing before you die that you want. Like the thing that you really want to accomplish for yourself in this life, all the things, the lifestyle that you want, the life that you want. What is the life that you want? Not the life that you think you cannot get because it's too big because of where you are, What is the life that you want for yourself? What is it? And then that life is what's going to be your vision. People are going to be like, well, I want a big, huge house. I want a lot of cars. I want a lot of boats. I want maids. I want this. I want that. I want the luxury life. That doesn't mean anything. that doesn't mean anything. If I'm going to tell you why it doesn't mean anything, it's not sustainable, is what I should say. Because one of the best ways for you to have a vision that you actually want to kind of ride or die for, that you kind of want, that's going to stick to you. Because you might have a vision that's, again, influence, that's not really coming from the depth of you. And a lot of times, I know for me, I'm like, man, what am I really going to put on a vision board? Oh yeah, okay, I want the house. Okay, I want this, I want that. But what do I really want? Like, what is really gonna make me happy? What is really gonna quench my thirst in this life? And then I recognized that if I looked across three things, I was gonna be able to define a vision for myself that was going to have what it takes for it to stick and have longevity, that I would actually want to strive for, right? So my vision needs to have my definition of success. So it means I have to understand what my success is. What does success mean to me? Please, everybody puts money. So everybody got that. So we are at zero again. Dig deep, find what does success mean to you? Not because you're trying to defy the system. So you want to say that success for you is being poor, not because you are so ashamed and so rejecting, or so that you say that you think money is going to save you, and you want money when you're trying to stay away from what you brought. What does success, because these are things that, it's true, these are things, but recognize where they're coming from. You've done the belief work, you've done the mindset work, you understand where these things come from. They don't come from the depth of your soul. These are reactions to your circumstances. Now, what does success really mean to you? You have to be able to sit with yourself. And thankfully, nobody can tell you. I can help you find it. That's what your pathway course does. We have a system that we put in place to help you find what that is. Because I don't think it was an easy thing to answer, honestly. There's a lot of, for me, I want a worthy cause for myself so I can put all myself in it. And so I have to make sure that that success that I'm talking about is truly something that's going to satisfy the depth of my soul. So define what success is to you. That needs to be a big element of your vision, right? Define what you seek, meaning define how you want to feel. Yes, you want to feel happy. We have that. Remember, money, happiness? Okay. We all want that. What else? Start digging deep and looking at how you want to feel. We were talking about law of attraction. That's one of the ways where law of attraction is going to connect with you. DJ Shada Love. That's one of the places where law of attraction is going to plug in and help you, feed you, and help you grow. There. Define that, go deep, figure out what it is, and thankfully, again, that's definitely another place where you can copy no one. You gotta connect with your own personal feelings and say, how do I really want to feel? Not the survival you, right? Not the survival you. Okay. And third thing, of course I know I'll say, no, my boss Shadow Love, but DJ Shadow Love, yeah. The third thing, be clear on your values. Guys, this is a big one. Okay. Again, my perspective, because for me, this was something that actually tripped me over in my life. Not knowing what your values are. Please, if you take all the list of all the values, you look at them, they're all great. There's not a bad value. It's not a value, right? A value is an asset, something that gives you something positive. So, of course, if I give you all the list of the 100 values, and I did this exercise with my friends at one point a few years ago, you have to pick 3 core values, which are values that you're ready to die for. Values that, Dessalines, liberté ou la mort. Liberté ou la mort. Liberté ou la mort. Freedom or death. This person valued his freedom more than anything. Now, he inspired a group of people to put freedom at the top of their values so that they were willing to die for it. Values. What do you value? What is so important to you? That's the place that's hard to copy people, because the moment you copy people, this is actually a source of unhappiness for you right there. If you don't know your values, and then you're going and valuing other people's values. Remember, values are good, so they all look good. They all look good. They are good, but it's extremely bad when you're living within other people's values, even though it's good, and then you're not satisfying your own values because you're dying with a smile on your face. You're dying with a smile on your face. This is internal death. This is slow death. You have to find what your soul values, and then you have to determine it for yourself. And then you have to put that in your plan, because that's what's going to nurture you and sustain you. So, you remember I said 3 things that needs to be on there. You have to define your success. You have to define how you want to feel. And then you have to define your values. And your values, all these 3 things need to be reflected within your vision board. In your vision board, let's say it's a picture that you write. Your picture has those 3 elements, and that's your vision. That's what you want. That's a big oversimplification, but these are the core elements of your vision. And then finally, to set up your mission, you can consider 3 things. What is your mission? Is the goals, is the things that you are going to do, the things that you are willing to do, that the things that you want, the things that you are willing to do, your objectives. Beatrice Gira, your objectives. Guys, sometimes I get distracted. I shouldn't be stepping out like this. One time I'm going to forget what I'm talking about. But anyway, thankfully I have some notes. Set up a mission. You need to have 3 things in there that are fundamental. Things that you're willing to do. And the things that you're willing to do, you can do a lot of things. Doing is a lot. You can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things, right? You can work at a customer service company. You can work as a nurse. You can help build. You can go clean. You can invent. You can do business. You can buy and sell. You can leverage. You can hedge. I mean, you can do a lot of things. You can do. It's what you do. The activities that you do, right? Your productivity. Netflix is not productivity, unless Netflix can be a productivity because they paid you, because you're reviewing some stuff and you're getting paid for it, or somehow you're utilizing it for some research. You see, the difference is the objective. What is it that you're doing? So in your doing, you need to find 3 things in it. That's what's going to make you become the best that you can be. If you, in the doing, the things that you decide that you're going to do, make sure it includes those 3 things, because that's your best bet. That's the best you got. You know what I mean? That's the best you got. That's the best card you can play for yourself. Is if you can, your actions, what you do, your passion, something you're passionate about needs to be in there. There has to be some kind of passion, some kind of excitement. I'm going to maybe point some fingers, but let me not say like that. When you meet a woman or when you meet a man, hopefully you want to have some kind of passion to move it forward to a different level, whatever level that thing is. But there needs to be a level of passion that fuels your action. There's a way that you would court a man or a woman you're not passionate about, with a way that you would court a man or a woman that you are passionate about. You see the difference in where passion is? When you're excited to do something versus when you're totally not excited to do something. Try to find something that gives you excitement. Look for it. It has to have a little bit of excitement. Look, it doesn't need to be justified. Some people, I love Excel sheets. Every time I see a Microsoft Excel, I get really excited. But that's me. I can sit here. Sometimes I just create things on Microsoft Excel because I love it so much. So any work that I have to do that would include Microsoft Excel, technically that's gonna be a good thing for me, right? Second thing, skills. You can have passion for something, right? But if you don't know how to sing, that's probably what you should start with. Let's say you have passion for singing, but then you don't know how to sing, but then you need to find that next best thing that you need to do to become a great singer. You need to pay your bills. So your action that you take, always has to rely on some skill that you have. So you can use the skill that you have today as you build the skill of learning how to sing so that you can one day use that skill to continue progressing you forward. You see? So you have to have a clear inventory with yourself today. Like, what am I good at? You're good at something. Some people are good at talking. There are radios. There are things that you can use your voice for. Some people are good at, I'm good at Excel. There was a time where I was just doing little small Excel projects for people because I enjoyed it. I could do it as a job. Well, I mean, I was doing it as a job, but now I'm doing something else. But still, I'm still using Excel quite every day. I find great reasons to use Excel to support my dreams. So your skills, you have to have some course sort of skill. If that thing that you have passion for, you don't have, it's not actually a skill yet, then you're building it to you at the prequel of your action. You're doing the prequel, which is you're learning about it, but you still need to assess today what your skill is. And once you know what that skill is, that's going to be that thing that you're going to use today to get you to move you forward to the next tomorrow. Next year in 2025, 2026, 20, you're going to have different skills because you would have worked on so many other things. But for now, it's today. All right. And then the last thing, your attributes. What works for you? What do people like about you? What do people buy from you? Okay, these days, people use a lot of physical attributes, but people have always used physical attributes for things. Okay, it's just the internet age has transformed that thing into something, grander, right? But I'm not only talking about physical attributes. That's actually simply one of the attributes. It's not all the attributes, right? This is just level one. Because to a minimum, we're here. We have some kind of physical attribute. We're here. We exist. How do you milk it? How do you use it? Some people use it for different things. But what other attributes do you have? Like some people are super tall, right? If a guy is super tall and he's pretty good at basketball, but what he really wants to play is tennis, but he sucks at it, he should probably continue playing basketball as he's learning how to play tennis so that one day he can stop playing basketball and fully do tennis. But it's probably not wise for him to just stop doing basketball and go strive and do tennis only, unless, look, but if you're there, sometimes you just can't take it anymore, right? But if you can make that transition by utilizing your skill before it turns sour for you somehow, because that happens, that you get disgusted by something that you've been doing, that happens to people. But if you can be there, if you can find that balance, that's what you use. So your passion, your passions, your skills, your attributes is what you use to create a mission for yourself. So what it looks like is, I don't know. You know what? I just explained it. The basketball player, the guy who's there, whose vision is to, I don't know, one day own real estate in Dubai. He has no real estate. Like he doesn't know how to buy a house. He does business, but what he has is he's a great basketball player. Don't you think he can bring himself there by utilizing the skill that's going to help sustain his lifestyle so he can continue growing and utilizing that and moving forward? He can do that. So I just gave you the steps of how, if you're thinking about setting your objectives for this year. Now, let's say you cannot do it in a structured way. You can, me right now, that's what I'm doing. As one of the things I'm doing, I'm writing all the things that I feel that I want for 2024. But I'm going to reorganize them within those 4 buckets. It has to make sense. Because when you're doing a deep dive, that vision board that has the million pieces that looks like a scrambled puzzle, right? It has to make, if you organize it in a way, it could actually be a roadmap to somewhere. And so now we have the structure: mindset, beliefs, vision, mission. If you can organize all your thoughts, you have those puzzle pieces and you organize them on the board. If you can organize them in those 4 categories, all the things that you're regurgitating, okay, this is mindset stuff. Oh, I said this when I was thinking about this. Oh, this is mindset. And then next thing you know, you have a little plan for what you want for your mindset to be like. And as you're looking again at all the things you wrote down, you can say, oh, these are kind of beliefs and things I believe, things that hold me accountable somehow to something. Is it true? Should I be doing that? Is that, can I? And then that's going to be in the belief section. There's a vision, there's mission. Remember, do not confuse them. Vision is Okay, so I think now it should be back live. Are you guys able to see? Am I back online? Guys, am I back? Let me pull up the chat. Guys, I think, yes, I am live. I see two. Okay, yes, I see some people on. Okay, yes. Okay, thank you, Kenny. I see. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. But I don't know. I don't think I'm live on. Let me see. Am I live on No Filter? Oh, yes. I'm live on No Filter, right? So I'm okay. So I'm live on IG. I'm back, guys. Okay, cool. Yes. Yeah. Okay, great. Okay. Whew. Okay, guys, thank you. I mean, I feel like I was on a roll and then we got disconnected, and I'm so sorry about that. I mean, what can I do? What can I do? I don't know. I feel like it's Verizon's fault. I cannot say it's Digicell's fault today. It has to be Verizon's fault because it's not Digicel. Anyway, I had to say something. Guys, let's give it a minute to get everybody else to come. But I'm really hoping that you guys took from what I said, you know, the little structure that I just suggested, which is basically you're sitting down, you're looking at all of the places, like all the things that you want for 2024. Let's say you don't want to do a course. Let's say I'm Christy, I do not want to do your pathway course. I don't want to be doing that, but I want something quick and dirty. Okay, here's what you do. Sit down, write all the things about all the things that you want for 2024, for the things that you want, how you want to feel, what you want to have, what you want to see yourself do, what hurts you, what you feel holds you back, what would you like this to be. You put all these things. Then you organize them in 4 buckets. The first bucket is your mindset, anything related to mindset. Put it in that section. And you're gonna, at the end of it, you're gonna be like, this is the mindset I need to navigate within throughout that year. Anything that is against that mindset, I need to reject it. You see? Because again, this is not you being any kind of way, this is you on a mission. You say you want all these things. I didn't say them, you said them. So now that you said that you wanted all these things, then you can say, and you've identified them, but we call it mindset. Then you tell yourself, this is the mindset I need to be within. So the moment that somebody or something is pulling you outside of that mindset, you should so now your decision making becomes easier. It is easier to make decisions. Oh, and Christy, do you want to do this thing? Do you want to participate in that conversation? Do you want to participate in that activity? Man, this goes radically against the mindset that I'm working towards during 2024. What is that? What am I guess? You don't quickly say no. You might say, what am I gaining from what it is that I'm? This is when you're in a mission. Kobe Bryant was living for his art. People who are great live their life, and what they do is one. So either the more you want a life that is aligned with who you are, and all the lines will have to be blurred. Meaning, you make a commitment to the mindset that you want because this is what's going to help you forward and help you become the person you need to be for the people in your life and for the world. So this is going to be your mindset. All the things that you put down in your regurgitation and in your mind dump, brain dump, heart dump, gut dump, put it and say, okay, this is mindset. This looks like it's a mindset thing. And then some other things, pull them under beliefs. These are beliefs. These are things, are habits. Beliefs are habits, right? Put them under there. New habits, old habits you want to let go of, beliefs that you feel have been holding you back, things that no longer serve you. You've outgrown that pot. You've outgrown this. You've outgrown this way of doing things. All these things you need to say, okay, these are the beliefs, and now these are the things I need to let go. You see, every time you have the full moon, guys, the world was built for us too. The roadmap is there. Every time there's a full moon is an opportunity for you to release. Every time there's a new moon, it's an opportunity for you to take something in. And it works like clockwork every 28 days. So you can decide, instead of having something on your app, just follow the moon. The moon says, so now Every time there's a full moon, you have a bunch of things that you're trying to let go of, things that you have already identified that you're working on. So it doesn't need to be a kumbaya thing where it's like a spontaneous thing, or let me go and release things. It is actually part of a plan that you have carved out for yourself. So now you are living on intent. You're doing something that's actually get you somewhere that you have decided, not somebody else. And then that third section is the vision section. If something in your brain dump was vision, you put it there. Just put it there. And just, okay, yeah, this is something. Oh yeah, this is like, oh, the house, the lifestyle, the ultimate feeling, the this is a vision. You put it there in that section, and now you commit to that vision because it's yours. It's nobody else's. It's you who create that brain dump. So if you cannot commit to that, then there's another work that you need to do. More inner work. If you define the things that you want for yourself and you are not even able to commit to those things, then there's work to do. Then you're like, oh, okay, no, that makes no sense, right? Why I cannot commit to something that is good for me? So let me do that work to see how. Why go do the deeper work? That's when in your vision board you have inner growth work to do. You identify, no, I need to go deeper there, and then you do that work. You read about it, you listen to podcasts about it, you reflect on it, you have conversations around that thing that you're working on as part of your inner growth that is stopping you from doing things that you want for yourself. And now you're living with intent. Is everybody gonna like it? No, but people would not like you anyway. Like, not everybody would like you anyway. So might as well they don't like you while you're doing something that actually is gonna help you, right? You have to be able to tell yourself that, and get outside of the norm, because I know it's difficult to change, especially when you live in a way and people are used to seeing you in a specific way already. So you're used to that. But maybe it's better to take that risk than to take the risk of just spending all your life just living somebody else's vision so you can please them, and you might not even. And so that's why when these people get indignated, oh, how could they do that to me? Please, that has happened to me, so I'm not judging nobody. How could they do that to me? But I was out there living their values too. Part of myself has to recognize that I was not authentic with myself, because when you're doing and when you're giving to people in a selfless way, if the person doesn't reciprocate, it doesn't hurt as much, because you were really doing it because you wanted to do it. You had no other agenda. You wanted to be liked. You wanted to be loved. You wanted to be accepted. You wanted to be respected. Why were you doing it? Are you doing it for the right reasons? So when you start becoming more authentic with yourself, and then you're living within your own values, things affect you in a different way, and then you process them in a different way, right? Okay. And then your mission, right? Anything that's related to your actions, your activities. I like to dance, I like to play sports, I like to build, I like to create, I like to invest, I like to learn, I like to support, I like to innovate, and you look at those things that you do, and then that's what you're going to use as your tools to go after your dreams. And now your plan is set. So again, if you want to do this process with me, because we have group sessions and we do that, we go through your pathway course, and we go through that because some people still want to do it with people. They're just more comfortable. I'm actually starting some groups in January already. So if you guys are interested, the first quarter of the year is the best time to do it. January, February, March, because I bet your 9 to 5 job, they already have something around February, March to set your goals for the year. So I know bonuses are coming out around February, and then goal setting around that same time. So quarter one is a good time to set your goals. So use the technique that I gave you here. If you want to go deeper, if you want to go further, do it with us in a group. If you're interested, go on my website, put in your email, you can go on my contact us page, send me a note. You can send me a message on the School of Superpowers IG, on Facebook, on YouTube. Just send me your email. Just say group sessions in it. And then, because then when I receive that, I'll be able to send you the communications. You're going to be able to schedule what you want, when you want, etc. Right? But I want to know if you're interested in doing it in a group. But if you're not interested in doing it, you can also do it with your friends, because that's another thing I realized that I didn't know. Some of the groups that I'm going to be doing, they actually know each other. So there's a group of 5, a group of 4. So they are wanting to do it together. So you might have a few people that you kind of want to go through that experience with, and then we can all just do it as a group. Okay. Or you can do it by yourself. Go to Your Pathway, my website, and get the course and just do it by yourself. Okay. You don't have to do it with no one. Or you can just come here and then take the notes that I just gave you. I know Beatrice wrote everything down for y'all. She's always doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much, B. She's always, sometimes I read, I say, oh my God, I said that. She's really doing a great job. So now you don't even have to watch the whole thing. You can just take the notes and go apply it for yourself. But just do it. Because ultimately what I'm trying to do, me, is do something that can help someone. Because again, that's one thing I forgot to tell you guys. You know, spirituality is an important thing. Any mission spiritually infused brings you higher. So when I was talking about mission and I was saying your passion, your skills, your attributes, put your spiritual mission in there as well. One way to figure out what that is how it impacts the world. Just that, how it impacts the world. And see if that's the impact that you want to have in the world. What kind of impact do you want? Who do you want to be perceived as? Because again, you can do whatever you want in terms of action. But at the end of the day, who do you want to be in this world? So that's the spiritual mission. So please add spirituality. I'm saying that because I'm saying that for me, what I'm doing, my objective is to contribute in this world in that way, right? Is for, if I could have like, I don't know, man, if I could have like 1,000 people in January who have set their mission based off of anything that I've said here, yo, guys, I'm gonna go on vacation. No, for real, because that's the contribution I want to make. Some people, like, look, there's always gonna be something. People needs to get something from you. So you're giving something. If what you're giving is a value, more people are gonna want it, right? So if I'm giving something and then 1,000 people are able to set their mission this year, I think this month, like they've done it. They're like, okay, no, I'm doing it any kind of formal way. Yo, guys, if you've done it, as a matter of fact, send me a message, because that's the satisfaction that I'm looking for. Because this is the validation that I want the world to give me. Everybody looking for validation. This is a validation that I want the world to give me, knowing that I'm doing something like this, that I can actually help somebody go from A to B, or from B to C, or from C to D. Okay. So you remember we're already at 9. Yeah. I mean, I know I had a little hiccup, but I really want to finish with this. My advice to you. Okay. Because I gave you the call to action. I want you guys to try this, and I want you to send me a note and let me know that you've tried it. But you remember the title of this thing is, what's the best that can happen to me this year? Ask yourself that question. I posted it on my timeline as well. What's the best thing that can happen to you this year? Ask yourself that question for you. I think the best thing that can happen for you this is for you to determine your own vision, finally. Your clear vision. Please, it is okay if your vision changes next year. We're talking about 2024. I know a bunch of y'all already, oh man, what if this thing is not going to sustain me in 25 years? We're talking about 2024. We're talking about today, January 3rd, and we're talking about tomorrow, January 4th. What is my vision, true vision today, with what I know, how I feel, who I am? What is it? I want you guys, that's the advice I want for you guys, is find your vision today. And then every single action that you pose is supposed to be in support of that vision. If the action that you pose is going to divert you from getting to that vision, you should not do it. If you can find a way for your actions, direct your actions towards your vision. Whatever action that you do, you can find a way for it to serve your purpose, your own vision. That is what I want for you. That's my advice. To me, that's the best thing that can happen for you, is when your life becomes realigned, and now you're in the flow of your own life, because you are within your skills, you are within your values, you are within your passions, you are within your spiritual mission, and you have the fuel and the passion to go towards something that you desire. You desire, not you're not the animal that they're slashing because they're trying to make them move. You're moving your own self because you want to go there. That is what I wish for you guys. And so that's my resolution for you, right? So if you guys are interested in doing groups, please let me know. But I wish you all a fantastic year. First of all, let's just be grateful that we are here. Anybody here listening to me today, even if you're listening to this in many, 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 many years, you are alive because you're listening to it. Meaning you can use that to move yourself forward. And so I love you guys. Stay blessed. Stay focused. You're going to see me again in the next 2 weeks. We're going to talk about some of your objections because I already have a list of objections, but we're going to go some common objections, right? But I need to pay my bills, and Chrissy telling me I need to go follow my vision. What are you talking about? What about all the damn chores I have to do? And then Chrissy's asking me to find my vision and find my mission. That makes no sense. Okay, I have an answer for all of those things, but we cannot really go into them today. Okay, but they are in my course. But we cannot go through them today. But trust me when I say this, try it. Do you have anything to lose? Just give yourself 10 minutes and see if it can help in any way. Okay. Stay blessed, guys. I love you. And I'll see you on the next one in 2 weeks on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Bye bye.